Hi, my name is Paul Finch. I'm the president of the BC General Employees Union. I'm also the chair of your Public Service Bargaining Committee. And I'm talking to you as we're entering week 2.5, so we're in the middle of week 3 of our strike in the public service for fair wages. I'm just going to recap a bit of what's happened and our strategy so far and what we're doing. Before I do that, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone, all of our members that are out there engaged in job action right now on behalf of the whole civil service. Our strategy was to lead with core ministries and core services to government rather than inconvenience the general public. We did that very intentionally, and we did that as part of an escalation strategy. That's designed to really try and bring government back to the table. And so as a result, there's a number of picketers who are receiving target pay, but there's a number of picketers who are out there in advance of everyone, so a huge thank you to them. In that group, of course, we have, for the first time, remote picketers. That's because for the first time in a strike in our history, remote work is a huge part of this. And so a huge thank you to all of them. They've been incredibly active, holding events in their communities, doing really important online work. So shout out and thank you to all of them. So just to recap here, we broke away from a government offer that was roughly equivalent to 1.5 or 2 or 2 and 2 when you add some of the additional money that was in there. Our offer was 4 and 4.25 over those 2 years. So we're both two offers, but we're apart by roughly about 2% in each year. And essentially, we took that strike vote and received that 93% mandate. And since then, since we've taken job action, a couple things have occurred. Government has refused to come back to the table. So we have not actually had government come back to the table. But what also has happened is they announced that they had a deal with healthcare workers, and that's not true. There is no tentative agreement with other healthcare workers. So, and I would say there's no negotiations taking place there. So very clearly, that wasn't the case. We also saw government came out and tried to mischaracterize our wage offer, and I think we were able to pretty clearly set the record straight in the public. We've now done 2 rounds of polling of the general public that shows that the general public generally supports our position in bargaining. And I think you saw earlier this week, government came out and with a quarterly revision to their deficit. It was about a 6.1% revision for this year, so not really material to the strike, and of course not material to the fact that our members are struggling to do more with less, and we've fallen behind. I want to address something specific here too. Government made a claim that we'd actually done better than inflation over the last contract. That's completely untrue. We fell behind inflation in the last 3-year contract. We also fell behind inflation over the last 10 years. But I want to say something about that inflation isn't the right measure here. Over the last decade, our wages have gone up 12% less than average wages in British Columbia. The average wage in BC has gone up by over 40% in the last decade. And that's because the cost of everything has risen so much. And the inflation that we've seen, first in the real estate sector, and again through COVID, we had those 2 hits of inflation. Really what's happened is that wages have gone up all across the province, and they haven't followed suit in the civil service. And we know that, we're feeling that. And so fundamentally what this strike is about bringing government back to the table for a fair wage offer. So I want to address something else. We've had our members out on target pay, on picket lines. I've had the privilege to walk with a lot of our members across the whole province on these lines. Very soon we are going to be escalating in a way where we're no longer going to be offering target pay. And so we obviously need to do what we can to bring government back to the table. That means some sharp escalations. That also means that we'll go down to basic strike pay. So I just want to say to everyone who's out there and obviously have been supporting your bargaining committee, especially your picket captains. They're doing an amazing job out there. Thank you so much. And we're absolutely committed, and we're going to bring government back to the table to win a fair agreement. Thank you.